Welcome to Health, Wellbeing and Lifestyle, where professionals in the field inform, educate and inspire the community to be healthier, more balanced and live the lifestyle they love. Our first guest today is Daniella D'Amore, and she's here to discuss the topic of the importance of meditation and its misconceptions. Welcome, Daniella.
Thank you, Megan.
Daniella, a lot of people have heard of meditation. Why is it positive for individuals to meditate?
Meditation's been around a long time, right? I know that there are a lot of people who think that meditation is some kind of trend, it's trendy, everyone's doing meditation, so it's something we should get on board with or whatever. But, it's a 5,000-year-old fad, let's say that. And every culture on the planet has a form of meditation. So there are different types of meditation, and there is a difference between meditation and mindfulness. A lot of people put that together, but it is slightly different. So it's important, first of all, to find the right meditation that suits you. And there are many out there. And when you find what's right for you and you practice that, and it's a regular practice, then you will start to feel, see, sense so many benefits, not only in your physical body, but in your material life, I guess. In your environment, your relationships improve, your health improves, your creativity improves. So many things improve because what meditation helps us to do is to get into that space of calmness, basically. I mean, fundamentally, that's what it does. It helps us to return to a place of calmness, where from that place we can make better decisions for a better life, right? So when we do a lot of meditation, we're not doing it because we want to become better meditators. That's not the purpose of doing meditation. The purpose of doing meditation is just to become better at life. And that's what meditation helps us to do, become better at life. Because then we're not reacting to things, we're responding. Right? And when we come from a response, we're going to make much better decisions that will benefit us. So there'll be also less stress in our life. And as we know, stress causes a lot of, imbalance in our bodies and in our lives. So what I always like to point out is that it is a practice. It's not something you do for a weekend and that's it, I've meditated, I know how to do it, it's all good, I'm good. No, meditation is something that is important to incorporate into your, if not daily life, at least weekly life. So that over a period of time, it does become something that is very much a part of your routine, and consequently, as I said, over time, you will see the benefits of that. Not only see it, but reap the benefits of that, right? Because, you think about the cultures that meditate every day, for hours of a day. Well, they're doing that for a lifetime. You would think by now they'd be pretty good at it, But no, they keep doing it. And why is that? Why is it that they keep doing it? Because it's a practice. It's not a religion. It's not a philosophy. It's a practice. And the reason why we practice is because there's always somewhere deeper to go within ourselves. And the deeper we can go, the deeper we're going to learn about who we are, who we truly are, which means what are our core values? What are the things we like and dislike? How am I feeling in this moment? How am I responding in this moment? So that you can ask yourself all the right questions to then, as I said, make healthier choices.
Daniella, although a lot of people have heard of meditation, it appears that there's a few misunderstandings around it.
Oh yeah, there's a lot of misconceptions around meditation. And if you Google what is meditation, 1 million, 2 million sites will come up telling you what meditation is and what the benefits of meditation is, because there's many of them. They use meditation for a lot of health benefits, mental issues, just a healthier, balanced lifestyle. However, there are many people out there, they create these excuses because they believe they're not good at meditation, or meditation is a religious thing and I'm not religious. I don't want to do mantras. Well, you don't have to do mantras, I don't want to sit still for that long, or I can't sit still for that long. My head doesn't stay still. I can't sit and meditate because, I overthink. all the more reason to do it, right, first of all. And other people, well, I'm not well, or I don't have the time. Don't have the time is a big one. So if you can't find 15 minutes in a week to meditate, you know, then you're not really taking care of yourself, right? So these misconceptions, because as you know, in life, we conceptualize everything in life, right? Everything we believe, our beliefs are based on concepts that we have believed. I mean, I recommend at least 15 minutes a day, which is what I try to do personally. And some days I'll do 15 minutes. Sometimes I do an hour, depending on what I have, and sometimes it's 5 minutes. And the other concept, the misconception about meditation is that you need to be sitting. No, people meditate when they're doing something they love. So a lot of times when people are gardening, for example, you know, whenever you're in the moment and you're really connected to what you're doing, like, you know, men who tinker away at cars and the hours go by, or it can be even while you're washing the dishes, you know, you're just washing dishes and there's nothing in your mind, you know, or you're just there with the dishes. That's meditating. That's mindful meditating. Because mindful meditating is you are absolutely aligned with the moment. And you are completely aware of what is happening in the moment. So you're aware of everything you're doing, but you're not connected or you're not attached to anything that's happening. The Dalai Lama says, if every 8-year-old on the planet started to learn meditation now and it became part of their life, we would have peace within a generation.
For our viewers at home, Daniella, what can they do straight away to start their meditation journey?
Well, right away, all they need to do is just sit, you know, find a quiet moment in the day, and all they need to do, and if they want to play music, that's fine too. You know how some people like to have some nice gentle music behind. But the main thing is, if you can sit even for 5 minutes, and all you need to do is just focus on your breath. That's all. Now, thoughts may come in. That's okay. They're supposed to be there. Our minds never stop. We're great thinkers. Sometimes those are good thoughts and sometimes they're not. But just focusing on your breath and just saying to yourself when a thought arises, that's okay. It's okay that you're there. But right now, I'm just focusing on my breath. So you're always bringing the focus and the attention back to your breath. And if you can just start doing that 5 minutes a day, or throughout the day when you're going for a walk, because there are walking meditations as well. And that's about being totally conscious of how your feet touch the earth or how you're walking, how your body is moving.
Daniella, that's such wonderful, fantastic information.
Yeah, thanks.
Thank you so much.
Oh, my pleasure.
If you'd like to know more about Daniella and the importance of meditation, please go to her webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. And after the break, we'll have another interesting guest with another interesting topic. Stay tuned. After the break, breathwork expert and life coach Christine Hart-Savage will be talking about overcoming anxiety. Welcome back, and our next guest is breathwork and life coach Christine Hart-Savage, and the topic we'll be discussing is overcoming anxiety. Welcome, Christine.
Thank you, it's lovely to be here.
Christine, we know a lot of people suffer from anxiety. What is anxiety?
It's an interesting topic, anxiety, because often when you're suffering from anxiety, you don't realise it's anxiety. You just feel not right. And there's a type of fear that comes with anxiety. It depends on how serious it is. Anxiety can be it's like, put it this way, it's like, for me, a river that runs always in the background. And some days that river rises up and becomes really full and powerful, and other times it settles down a bit, but it's always running in the background. It's always this level of discomfort. And in that discomfort is fear, like there's a fear. And when it's really strong, it's terror, it's dread. And that's when I used to think, oh my God, I'd rather die than be experiencing this. It's quite strong. It's a horrible thing, anxiety. It's horrible. So if anyone's really out there suffering from this, there are things you can do. But you know, I think, Megan, the thing that is great these days is there is help out there. There's help everywhere for anxiety, like it's recognised. But when I was first suffering from it, it wasn't recognised. You hid it. It was something that if you were stressed, that was fine. You could have stress. But if you were anxious, you couldn't tell anybody because it was taboo, anxiety. So now it's different. It's like, yes, I have anxiety, and people understand it a lot better. But the symptoms that I had were this feeling of, if you imagine a whole group of butterflies or moths, it's probably more like moths than butterflies, and they're all flapping together and they're all banging into each other in your solar plexus, like your stomach area. And then this fear starts to take you over. And then you start to have thoughts of dread, fearful thoughts, worry thoughts, and you just feel yourself contracting in, and it's really powerful, and it literally takes you over, completely takes you over.
The way you describe it, it sounds like you've experienced it yourself.
Most definitely. I've had really chronic anxiety in my life, and that's what took me into the pathway that I work in. It was through this anxiety, and it can be so incredibly strong that you can start to have panic attacks. And a lot of people do have panic attacks, and mine became so severe that, I don't know if you know the term tetany, but tetany is where your body freezes up, and I would end up laying on the floor going not able to breathe, and just like I was completely paralysed by the fear of anxiety. And of course it's a catch-22, because then when I was thinking I was going to do something that brought anxiety to me, or I felt anxiety, like public speaking, I would never in a million years have thought I would be public speaking like I do these days. I couldn't speak up, I couldn't find my voice. So if I had to do something that put me in a situation where I felt fear, then I would have terror of having a panic attack, and that would create the panic attack. So it's a catch-22. You have this panic about panicking, and on it goes. And it's something that is there 24/7, like every single day. It's a horrible thing. I can laugh about it now, but it is a very serious condition, and it can stop people from doing anything. You know, it can keep you at home, too scared to step outside and live your life. And the dreams that we have, that we want to achieve in our lives, it can stop you from even taking one step towards that dream because you freeze up. I can't do this, I can't do this. Maybe people will laugh at me, maybe I'll make a fool of myself. And we can get through that, where these days I think if I make a fool of myself, oh well, it doesn't matter. But I've been on a real journey with this, with anxiety.
Christine, is there anything you would recommend for our viewers to take away from this?
Oh, yes. Firstly, when you're feeling anxious, just take a step back. And again, my favourite thing, the anchor is your breath. Through the nose, always through the nose, in through the nose, out through the nose. Settle yourself. Give yourself permission to step back and just slow down. And it's probably a hard thing to do for people when you're in anxiety, but really look at the thought processes you're going through as well, because your thoughts will be going nuts. They will be telling you every negative thing that could happen. So we need to, when we put it this way, when we breathe, we can slow the thought processes down as well. So again, one of the biggest things I did for anxiety was learn to meditate. And that slows everything down. And when you feel the anxiety building up again, if you didn't do something or have a skill like meditation, you can't bring it back down again. So if you meditate once a day or twice a day, if the anxiety is building and you meditate, it brings it down so that you're balanced again, and then you can go back out into the world. I've got a quick story. Have you got time for a quick story?
Yeah.
I don't know where I heard this or where it came from, but there was this story about this young boy that was born into a family, a large family, and he was chosen to become a monk. And he did not want to be a monk. Anyway, he was taken to this place, and the abbot sat down and spoke to him in this monastery. And he said, "Sit down, my son." And he said, "Okay, I'm sitting down, but I am standing on the inside." And then one day the abbot was out and about, and he happened to notice this young boy walking up the passageway towards him, and he thought, this is this young man. And he stopped and he spoke to him, and he said, "I see you are standing on the outside, but now you are sitting on the inside." That is what meditation can do for you. That's what it's done for me. That's why I love to teach people meditation.
What a fantastic story, Christine. If you'd like to know more about overcoming anxiety and Christine Hart-Savage, go to her webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au. And after the break, we'll have another interesting guest with another interesting topic.
Stay tuned. After the break, Yoga for Wellbeing instructor and author Pauline Rooney is talking about electronic devices for work, school and pleasure and yoga. Welcome back, and now we have Pauline Rooney back with us, our Yoga for Wellbeing instructor and author. And now we're talking about devices in work, computers, and in school and in the environment, really. Welcome back, Pauline.
Thanks, Linda. It's lovely to be back.
And today the topic is devices in our workplace or school, in our environment, really, mobile phones. So how much time do we spend on these devices?
Linda, I personally was shocked when I was doing the research. On average, we spend approximately 17 years of our life on smartphones and other devices. And I found that truly amazing. I have read other reports that state that that 17 hours is only on smartphones, and other devices are added on top of that. No matter which way you look at it, Linda, we're on our devices a lot.
And how can we incorporate yoga into this? How does yoga help us to look at this differently?
Well, the blessings of yoga is we can do yoga everywhere and anywhere, and it is for everyone and everybody. So if you're at work or even at school, the same things apply. We tend to sit very set and lean in, and there's the yoga poses of sitting back, lifting, doing a spinal twist. We can do all of those, run our legs up and down, cross the arms over like this, all of these things. If you are at work, you can still read your emails while you're doing these. So there's no downtime with the yoga in the office, in the gaming room, schoolroom, or when we're having fun on the computer for relaxation. So there's just so many things. I could be here all day telling you about them. But the major ones is sitting up, because most people slouch when they're on a device. So it's sitting up, keeping the shoulders back and down. But also, Linda, I don't think many people think about their eyes, right? So with the yoga, we have what we call palming. It's I think we do it naturally. I really do. But we rub our hands and get them lovely and warm. We close our eyes and gently cup our eyes over, and we breathe in the warm. It is truly amazing how that, I'm sure you've experienced it too, that tired, glassy feeling, it takes all that away. And it gives us a cleaner look at our screens. So we see things more clearly. We're not misinterpreting what is being on the screen. We can read more and for longer. If you take short breaks, you can stay on your device for longer periods of time. It's very important. The other thing that yoga puts a great deal of attention to is what we call Hasta yoga. And that's the yoga of hands. I don't think a lot of people have heard about it. It's absolutely amazing. So if you incorporate Hatha yoga into the work, play or school time, you'll be amazed for the carpal tunnel, for the arm strength, all fingers flexibility, mobility and it's as simple as bringing each finger in turn together and then going back. You do that on both hands. This one may look a little bit tricky, but it's extraordinarily good because it works through the carpal tunnels. We have to close down our tall man. Then we're going to, if you lock those down, it's a lot easier. You're going to face your left hand up and your right hand down, so your index and ring go together and your index and ring go together. Now we take the pressure off the tall man and just sit like that and work those fingers back. You will be amazed how much work that is up the wrists. And then we release them and turn them over. It's fantastic, absolutely. And then we always circle through our wrists, because even with the trackball, we're fairly sedentary. We're working 3 or 4 of the movements. Sliding, same thing. So we need to keep the mobility in our wrists. So just folded leaf, see your fingernails, circle around, back. They are fantastic. The other one I really do like, and I can read my emails, pointer and thumb, and then if you can, look, this is going to look different from every person. Step the fingers up and over because it pulls the fingers back in an opposite direction. So it's a bit tricky looking really. And then we can let those down and then give the fingers a little bit of a wiggle.
Fantastic, fantastic.
They're so simple and so easy. Another one that I like to do is sit and ripple my arms, just like that, because our hands are up here. We want the circulation going through. We want to drop the shoulders and give that weight. Even those, they're great. Just to ripple through, get the movement going, fantastic. The other one that helps the cardiovasculars is running on the spot. And that is as simple as sitting straight and running up and down like that. Again, you can be reading something, you can be on the phone, you can be gaming, you can be waiting while the other students are having their say. So all of this, it doesn't matter what age, what circumstance, if you're on a device, you can be doing yoga. It's that simple.
And what about your best advice for as the last takeaway today for our viewers?
Oh, look, there's so many, Linda. I could go on, but honestly, if you're stretching up, so just raise the arms, you might get your arms up to here, or you can get them right up. That's okay. The other one I think is very important is the shoulder roll, because we're sitting over way too much. And when we sit over, we squash our tummy a little bit too much, so we need to sit up. And when you're rolling your shoulders, it's very difficult to roll from down here. So we need to sit up and give that lovely roll, but keep those arms in. I really think between that and the palming for the eyes would be my 2 extremely good tips.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. And if you'd like to know more about Pauline Rooney and yoga for wellbeing, specifically in this case about devices, then please go to her webpage on our website, healthwellbeingandlifestyle.com.au, and we will say goodbye now till next week.
If you'd like to know more about our show, please like our Facebook page and subscribe to our YouTube channel.